Ugh, my lighting is awful. Oh well, we're gonna do this. All right, Kristen, you may be good at sewing stuff, and you may be awesome at baking stuff and using power tools and mopping your floors, but your makeup kit needs some help. And your techniques need some help because using this for your entire eyeball and using just a foundation for everything, I could cut it, but you can do a lot better, and I'm going to show you how to. All right, so first and foremost, make sure your face is clean when you're going to put on your makeup. And when your face is clean, make sure it's moisturized. Make sure you're using a eye moisturizer, and make sure you're using a good face moisturizer. I use one that's kind of like combination because, as you know, I break out. And then after you're done moisturizing your face and your eyes, do your lips. Any lip, whatever. I really like these little EOS, I don't know what they're called, ball things. Put that on your lips too, because at the end, whatever you finish with, it's gonna look good. And that's the key with any beauty routine. I don't care who you are, you always see them. You make sure your face is clean and you make sure it's well moisturized, because any products you put on it are gonna adhere to it much better, and also your face won't dry out. So the first thing I do is I grab my BB creams. Say goodbye to foundations. They're such a waste. My two favorite are the Garnier BB cream and, oh god, this L'Oreal Magic BB cream too. The L'Oreal one I really like for the summer because my skin is super oily and this keeps my oils at bay. This is also the Garnier, god, my lighting's so awful. Sorry. Okay, so this is the Garnier one, and this is perfect for winter time because it's not quite as drying as the other one, but this one works great. So I recommend a beauty balm, which that is what a BB cream is. Any one you want. And then I recommend using this little guy. He's a beauty blender, and I don't care who you are, everybody should have a beauty blender because it makes your foundation go on flawlessly, or your BB cream, or whatever you're going to use. So anyway, like you just saw me do, so I put a little bit on the actual sponge, and then my mirror's over here, so you're going to have to kind of go with me. So what I do is I put a little bit on, and I just start pouncing. And it really, like, it just, it does such a good job. And yes, the sponge is wet, by the way. When you get it out of your package, it's quite little compared to what this is. But what you do is you go to your sink and put cold water on it and like squeeze it out a couple of times. And you make sure it's fully absorbed with water. Oh, I should have done half and half. Well, alright, I'll kind of do half and half. Fully absorb with water, squeeze it out until all the excess comes out. But you do want it wet. And it's really nice when it's nice and cold, especially in the morning. When you wake up and you're like, okay, I gotta do my makeup. And I know you're busy too. You're just as busy as I am. So you just kind of keep applying a little bit. That's all you need, and that will cover most of my forehead. But I'm going to make it so it only does half, even though I did my whole chin, because I wasn't paying attention. So you just pounce. And then when you get to the ends, I kind of do this like rolling motion, because you don't want people to know you're actually wearing makeup. Well, people are going to know you're wearing makeup, but not like Jersey Shore. Alright. So, and then I put it all over my face. Alright, so that's that side, and that's that side. And yes, I have breakouts today. Yay. So I have a lot of redness on this side. It's, not even. And breakouts. That side I did have a couple. Blech. Cat hair. I did have a couple, and even so, you can still see a couple, but that's okay. But you can see how good of a job this stuff does. And the Garnier comes in, I think it's 2 different shades. This is light medium. Light medium is fine for me, and I could wear it in the summer if I had to. I just would probably put a little more bronzer on. Alright, so let's cover that stuff up. I'm going to shut my phone off. Get it all over our face. Pounce. And then you roll. I only do the rolling when it's my hairline, because if you pounce it, I've learned that I get stuff on my hair. Alright, do the rest of my face. So yeah, reason why the Beauty Blender is good, one, it blends amazingly, but because the sponge is wet, it doesn't absorb very much of your makeup. Like that's it. Like that's what a clean looks like, and that's what. So it does a little bit, but compared to a regular beauty sponge, It's really good. All right, and then you also probably want to get a little bit in your neck because you don't want to look too different from your face and your neck. So there's just my step one. So you can already see, and I know I look pale right now. It doesn't help that my lighting is terrible, but so as you can see, my skin looks a little more even, a little more like healthy, not as red. It definitely covered up a lot of what was going on up here. And you can add more if you want with this guy, if you want to. So alright, so that's the first step. The second step is, and again, all these products are drugstore for the most part. I think I have one Bare Minerals thing. So my next one is, I just grabbed a Jane concealer. These are back out. I don't know if you can see that. These are back out at Ulta, I think. But you can also, all these things you can get online too, if you live really far from things like I do. I live 30 minutes from everything. And so what I do is I press my fingers together like that until I get an even amount on both. And then I'll just gently, gently, gently dab. And I know it doesn't match my rest of my face right now, but that's okay. Alright, so then what you do, like I was teaching you on FaceTime, bring that down. Bring it down more so, because if you're just covering underneath your eyes, you're going to notice it. Grab your Beauty Blender again and use the pointy side. And again, same motion, just pounce. Pounce around. Now your under eyes are legit disappearing. But that's the biggest mistake people make, is they only cover right there, and of course it looks awkward. It actually draws more attention. The other thing people do too is they put too light of a concealer under there. Alright, so yay. So alright, and I look extra super duper tired today, but some days that's all I do, and then I just put a little bit of powder on and I'm done. But today I look extra super tired. So this is like the only expensive thing I have in this whole thing, is it's Bare Minerals concealer, and it's well rested, specifically made for underneath your eyeballs. So what was I telling you? Tap off your excess, and then you're gonna go in and very gently, I mean I still kind of do the pouncing motion, but I get more on the part that I told you not to cover, but it's because we have powder this time. So we're gonna swirl more, tap it off. Sorry, I know I'm not looking at you, but I gotta see what I'm doing. So just right there, and then I always flip my brush over and just get up here. So there. So see, I look a whole of a heck of a lot tired. I look nice and refreshed. Alright, so then the next step is to take any powder you really want. I'm really a big fan of this stuff, this Dream Matte powder. I do tend to have oily right here, and a little bit right here. Pretty much where my breakouts are. So I really like the Dream Matte powder, and I went with medium. They look lighter than they are, but that's okay. You're a little bit darker than I am. So you kind of want to do like the Bare Minerals swirling on, but then you also want to go back through and like I don't know what you call it, like pat it in almost. But always tap off your excess. Just go through and do your whole face. Go over everything, so then you're all kind of the same shade, which will fix that. We'll contour it up right way. You contour like this. That's not how you contour. I think you know how to contour, but I think you're just busy. But like I said, this will not take you, I know this video will probably say like something stupid like 15 to 20 minutes. It is not going to take you 15 to 20 minutes to do this, I promise you. It's because I'm talking. It takes longer. So I just do like a dusting of that, and then I just kind of look to see, so like this guy, for example, that guy is in my way. So if I have a really, really bad pimple, which that guy is, I mean, not even my Beauty Blender covered it up, not even my BB cream, not even my powder, I will go through and use, what is this? This is really gross looking, but it's my Revlon, hey, wake up. It's my Revlon Photo Ready stuff. And this I will use my finger for, just so it's more precise. So I'll go like this and get some on my finger. And I'll gently, 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 gently. And I do more than just the pimple. Like I'll go kind of around it so it does blend a little bit better. You see, it's already gone. So this stuff is awesome. It's a little thick, but that's okay. And then usually I just go back through and like grab that Bare Minerals under eye stuff and I'll just kind of pat it. And the reason why you put powder on after everything is because you're setting everything you're doing. Because if you're not setting anything, then it's going to go somewhere. Like, you ever wear makeup and then all of a sudden you're like out and about doing something and you're like, oh, looks like I'm not wearing makeup. Sweet. All right, then next you want to go for your blush. You can use whatever kind of blush you want. I'm a big fan of this Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. And again, swirl, tap, and then you just want this right here, just on the apples of your cheeks. And it depends on, I know they say it depends how, what your face shape is, so you should Google it if you don't. But I know my face shape, I have a very narrow shape, so I tend to spread it out a little bit thicker. So, it gives you a little bit of color. Not a lot, but that's why I like that, because I like kind of natural stuff. Now we're going to go through with our bronzer. This one is Physicians Formula. Sorry. Can't talk today. And again, I swirl all over it, tap off that extra stuff, and you want it when you're contouring, just go right there. Like, and I can only make that face, and I know what I'm doing when I make that face. But it's right here. And you'll see it because when you like pucker your lips or you make a certain face, it will like right there. So I'll show you. You want to pull it from right here all the way up to your eye, ear, the top of your ear. I don't want to contour too much today, but it's the same thing with this side. Right there. So just a little bit of contouring, not a lot. Like I said, I don't want to go super, super heavy today, but you can really contour heavily if you want to. Then you want to do just on the, like, very, like if you were to frame your face, think of it like that. That's where you want to contour. And just little circle motions. And then you want to grab more and do underneath your chin. And then you want to grab a little more and go underneath your lip just a little bit. And then I hate my nose, so I tend to go, sorry, my hair in my face. Just go on the sides of my nose, but don't go down the middle. We're going to do something with that in a minute. And then I also, just so my face kind of looks all like the same color theories or whatever, I usually put a little bit just on my eyes, just to kind of make it uniform. All right, so see, we have a little bit of color now. We don't look too made up, which you could, I hope you can see that. I don't know if you can. So we're pretty much done with the face. Now, if you see things that you don't like, go back through with your concealers, and if you really just hate what it's looking like, just grab your, every time I say it, every time, grab your beauty blender, pounce away until you get it to the right, whatever. So then now we're moving on to your eyes. And like I said before, grab your eyelash curler, and always, I don't care who you are, always grab your eyelash curler. It is so important. Makes a huge difference. And warm it up before. So I don't have my hairdryer. If you have a hairdryer, blow dry it on high for like, I don't know, 5-10 seconds. And make sure it's not going to burn you, so feel it with your hands. But I always just blow on it. So just heat it up, and then of course everybody knows how to curl their eyelashes. But if you don't, you go up underneath, and then you push really hard the first time, and then you kind of do a pumping action. And same thing with this side. This is really going to open your eyelashes up, and not only that, don't you hate when some days that your eyelashes feel like they're like trying to stick together? Ugh, I hate it. That's the worst. All right, so you curled your eyelashes. Now we're going to go in with our Revlon Color Stay. I know you have this one, so bravo to you. It's the best eyeliner there is out there. I swear by it. And we're going to tight line. So what that is when you lift your eye up, and it's this, sorry, it's really gross. It's like your waterline, but on the top part. So I need to go over here and do that. You just want to gently work it in there. And the reason why you tight line is because, and you only do the outer part, like your pupil over. So I'm gonna finish this and then I'll let you. So there. Can't see a huge difference right now, but it does look like there's more drama going on. Oh wait, I just screwed up, sorry. All right, then we're gonna do the other side. Ouch. Don't poke yourself in the eye. All right, so we just did that. Then we did that. Okay, so then next we are going to just go in with, and this is like total preference, you can use whatever colors you want, but I tend to like neutrals. My favorite palette ever is this Wet n Wild Vanity palette. It is discontinued, so if you're like, oh, I have to have that exact thing, good luck. It's only on Amazon. And then pretty much what I'll do is I always find your what's it called? Oh my god, the light just got really bad. Sorry. Find this shade, anything that kind of looks like a warmer skin tony kind of color, and I just go in and kind of buff that all over the place. Like I said, I'm just going to a Christmas party in a little bit, so I don't have time for like. And I just blend it into my crease, and make sure you use a fluffy brush. You were using an eyeliner brush. Today wasn't my day to make a video, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Fluffy brush. I can't even. I'm just gonna stop talking. You were using an eyeliner brush on your whole eye, and it was amazing, but you don't have to do that. Especially with what I got you for Christmas. So that just kind of warmed up the eyes. Nothing drastic, nothing crazy. And then I go in with a smaller fluffy brush, and I grab like this color. You can use any palette you want to. God, what's up with my lighting? But you're just gonna go from like the center of your brow over. And that's just gonna be your highlighter. And you can drag it down a little bit, but don't drag it all the way down. And then you take a little bit more, and you dab it just right here. And that makes your eyes look super duper awake. Okay, and then last but not least, if you want to, this is optional. I might even, usually on a daily basis, just go like that, but I'm not going to. Take a darker shade, take that same fluffy brush, and just kind of do a couple of dabs, tap off your excess, and just go in the crease. You try your best to, and try to focus on the outer corners of your eyes, or your outer whatevers. And again, same thing. And this just gives your eyes some depth. Okay, and then we're gonna go in one more time with that. But so that's that, and then you're going to go in, if you want to, again, this is optional, but you line the top of your eyeballs. So I'm just really quickly gonna do that. And I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm doing, but I don't use. I used to, but I try really hard to use a thin line. I don't like super thick lines, and I also don't like lining my whole eye just because of my personal eye shape. You can eyeline the whole thing if you want, but I don't like to. I just like to do the outer corners, or the outer pupil over, whatever you want to call it. And usually I take my time, but I'm rushing because I don't want this to be an hour-long video. Okay. And whatever you do, just make sure your lines are somewhat even. And they're a little off. That's okay, though. I can fix it. Okay. And then, so whatever that is for you, line your eyes. I like this stuff, this L'Oreal Paris Intense something liner. It's got a really, really good felt tip. Mine's bent because I've used it so much. This is like my third one I bought. All right, so then, yay, it's time to use your favorite tool, this thing. Dip it in some black, shadow, whatever your choice. I'm using the hip stuff, and then what we're gonna do is you're just gonna go over the lines you just did on your eye. And then take a little bit, you can't see what I'm doing, take a little bit, not a lot, and do like right here. I think I can't. You can't see. What's your problem? Get out my eye. Alright, so then you're just kind of like completing the circle, as to say. So again, I'm just dabbing over what I just did. And then I'm taking a little bit of extra. And I'm doing the inner corners. The idea is just to have like one smooth line. And I know it looks funny right now because I'm not done. Alright, so then you go back through with your Revlon Color Stay. Now you're going to do the bottom of your eyes, and you always do from pupil over. So again, I'm going to go over here and do it. I don't know if you can see me. Can you see me what I'm doing? I hope so. But it's pretty self-explanatory. You just want to line your eyes. Well, like I said, so you just do pupil over, and that kind of brightens up your eye. Okay, we're almost done. Alright, then we're going to go in with mascara. So my favorite stuff, and I cannot stress enough of this, like my 7th tube of it, is this L'Oreal Shocking Extensions mascara. It's got the funniest little brush, and you think like, oh, that might suck. But it doesn't. It's got like a flat part, and then it's got like, you'll see. You have to go get it. And then I just go in. You'll see why I love this stuff in a second. You just go in and line the outer parts of your eye first. And then you go on the inside. And I hope I don't poke myself in the eyeball. And you can use any mascara you want. I just prefer this stuff because I'm very clumsy and I don't do well with big, thick brushes. But this does the job of a thick brush. Alright, so that is, I don't know if you can see it. So that's the difference between one side and the other. You should always wear mascara. That's a rule of thumb. We're going to do the other side. Boop, boop, boop. It depends on the day, but I will probably do 2 coats today. Not the same, like not this twice. And then I always line the bottom outer parts of my eye. Just to give me a little more oomph. But again, I try to stay away from the inner parts of my eyes because if I line everything, I look funny. So we let that dry for a couple of seconds. And I usually go in with my brow kit. You know how to fill in your eyes, but this is like such a great dupe for all the expensive ones out there. Because there's some really expensive ones. And then you just want to brush your eyes, brows. And then you just want to go in real quick and do little motions, slightly blend. I don't know if you can see that. But it makes such a difference when you do not fill in your eyebrows. Some people have really nice eyebrows and good for them, but I don't. Alright, so look at the difference. Just a little more defined, still looks natural. Trying to hurry up. I really didn't want this to be 25 minutes long, but it's gonna be. That's okay. Alright, and then bam, done. I usually have a brow gel, so my stuff doesn't go everywhere. So my stuff is dried by now. I'm gonna go back in. This is my stuff I wear if I'm going out or if I have something to do. I don't know who makes it. Somebody makes this, but it's same people that made the collagen stuff. This is a big fluffy brush. It just adds that extra like bam, bam. And I only do my top, I don't do my bottoms. So that's pretty much it. And then I know you're picky with it, but you can put on lip gloss or whatever. Ooh, I got my tooth. You go in with a nude lipstick. That one's Wet n Wild, Fergie Daily. Yeah. You mix it all around, and then you go back through with any lip gloss. And you're pretty much done. This stuff has to settle, because it looks funny right now. But that is a better way for you to do your makeup. I know you can do it. You can pick and choose what products you liked here, or if you didn't. I love all of these products. They are my absolute favorite, so I highly, highly recommend it. And stop being stubborn. Take a hair, skin, and nails pill for yourself. It makes a huge difference. So I love you, sis. And hopefully you can take some of these tips and tricks and sew with the style.